this beautiful portion of Scripture that we have in Ephesians chapter 5, just talking about the family. And I just think the family is a beautiful thing. I just love it. A lot of times when I may be in a fast food restaurant somewhere, there'll be a family sitting there, and just listening to them interact with one another, mom, dad, children, and I just enjoy it. I just usually just mind my own business while I'm eating my food, but you can't help but to overhear what people are saying, especially if they're speaking out loud. And when I see this wonderful interaction as children and moms and dads, especially when you see children that they're pretty well behaved. And there have been times that after I finish my meal and just walking past this family, I might just take a moment just to compliment them on their children and how well behaved they seem to be. And just I like to tell young families a lot of times, I said, look, enjoy this. Enjoy this moment, every moment that you have with these children when they're little, because they are going to grow up so fast. You will be amazed. I remember a man in my church said to me when our children were small, the same thing. They said, enjoy it, because you're going to turn around one day and they'll be grown. And I'm saying, wow, he was so right, because our children are grown now. We have grandchildren, and they're growing up like weeds. And it's a beautiful thing. It really is just a glorious thing to behold. And to see my children raising their children in the church and teaching them biblical principles. And they look at my wife and I a lot of times, and they say, how do we do these things? And I think back on that with Tammy and I think, well, we were just extremely blessed. We were young. Of course, most people are young when they start having families. And you say, well, how did you manage? And that's one of the questions the children ask us all the time. They say, how did you manage? Because you've got all of these financial pressures that are coming upon you. And there's sometimes having the family environment there is like a pressure cooker, because you're dealing with all of the little personalities that are just coming forth. And you say, oh, Lord, help me. And I'd say, well, just that. And we'd say, Lord, help us. And we would pray. And we'd take them to church, and we'd make sure that we demonstrated to them the priority of God in our lives. And when we look at the children now, and grown and out in life and living life and doing good, we just look at the Lord and we say, God, you did this. You took two imperfect people and you helped us to mold together a family. And to God be the glory, and to God be the praise. And I pray for our young families. Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.